Welcome to Living Luxury, where we cover all things related to an upgraded lifestyle. Now, before we start, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see more of us and hit that bell button so you'll be one of the first to know when we upload new content. CEOs climb the ranks of their companies, some even starting all the way from the bottom to attain the highest positions in the business world. With pay and benefits skyrocketing in the last 20 years, every ambitious business executive has their eye on the top spot. Are they really worth 300 to 400 times the pay of an average company worker? Companies seem to think so, as they continue to shell out mega money to fill the CEO's chair. And let's not forget the quote-unquote golden parachute, a massive final payday written into most CEO contracts that pays them millions just to go away when the company is tired of them. In any given year, a CEO's overall compensation may rise or fall if it's tied to how well the company is doing. As you'll see, it only takes one appearance on this list for you to be set for life. Number 10. Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella is the current CEO of Microsoft. He became the CEO in 2014, and today he has CEO compensation of about $43 million. Microsoft's median employee salary is about $172,000 a year. Just like Shantanu Narayan, Nadella was born in India and studied in the Manipal Institute of Technology, where he earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. He then moved to America, where he studied in the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. His career started at a company called Sun Microsystems, but in 1992, he joined Microsoft. Immediately, he had a big role to play in Microsoft. He was in charge of major new projects, mainly the move to cloud computing. Soon after that, the cloud revenue grew from $16 billion to $20 billion. Later on, he would be the president of Microsoft's Server and Tools business division, and in 2014, he officially became the company's CEO. He acquired Mojang, the company that is famous for Minecraft, and it cost Microsoft about $2.5 billion. He also bought LinkedIn and GitHub at $26.2 billion and $7.5 billion respectively. Number 9. Miguel Patricio. Arguably the most low-key CEO on this list, Miguel Patricio is the CEO of a famous brand food company, Kraft Heinz. Patricio's total CEO compensation in 2016 was $43.3 million, with a median employee salary at just $42,689. This means that his compensation was 1,014 times higher. Patricio was born in Portugal but later moved to Brazil to earn a business degree at the University of Sao Paulo. He worked for many companies during his career, including Coca-Cola, Philip Morris, and Johnson & Johnson, only working in executive roles. For 20 years, he worked for Anheuser-Busch. Later on, he would become the chief marketing officer and would work in that position for 6 years. Afterwards, he would ultimately move on to Kraft Heinz as their CEO. Number 8. David ZASLAV. As big as the industry of television is, David ZASLAV is the only CEO to make his way onto this list. As the CEO of Discovery Network, his total CEO compensation in 2019 was $45.8 million. ZASLAV was born in New York and he attended Boston University School of Law. He worked as an attorney for a little while before he switched paths and started working for NBC Universal for 2 decades. His main role in NBC Universal was being the president of cable and domestic television, and he oversaw how content was distributed, which included the task of controlling channels like Bravo, USA Network, Sundance, and the History Channel. In January of 2007, he moved to Discovery as their CEO. The company then began trading for the first time as a public company around a year later. ZASLAV's impact on Discovery is indeed remarkable, since he helped start a 12-year relationship with the PGA Tour in 2018, handing Discovery the rights to all of the PGA's content. Because of this partnership, Discovery has been able to air some of the best received and well-known programs like Planet Earth and Frozen Planet. ZASLAV also launched Investigation Discovery, which was a cable network which grew fast in the United States, catering to anyone that liked murder mysteries. Number 7. John C. Plant. John C. Plant is the oldest CEO on this list, and he's been in the business for quite some time. He serves as the CEO of Howmet Aerospace with total CEO compensation of $51.7 million. For years, he worked in automotive industries, specializing in leadership roles. Plant became the president of Lucas Verity Automotive, which is an automotive parts company based in the UK. When Lucas Verity Automotive was acquired by TRW Automotive, Plant became the chairman. At TRW, Plant was quite successful. While he was chairman, TRW was able to employ over 65,000 people in more than 190 facilities. After TRW, John became the CEO of another company called Arconic Incorporated. After working at Arconic for 2 years, Plant proceeded to Howmet Aerospace, a company that specializes in manufacturing jet engines and other components of aerospace engineering. Number 6. Lisa Su. As the first woman on this list, Lisa Su has indeed made a name for herself in a tough industry. Su is the current CEO of Advanced Micro Devices. If you're interested in gaming, you'll be very familiar with this company. AMD created the famous Ryzen systems and processors, gaming laptops, graphic cards, and more. By 2019, Su had a total CEO compensation of $58.5 million. AMD's median employee salary stands at $96,874. Lisa Su was born in Taiwan, immigrating to the United States at the age of 3. She was interested in math and technology at a young age, so she went to MIT to study electrical engineering. At MIT, she earned her master's degree and her PhD. Her career started when she became a part of Texas Instruments, where she was one of the technical staff. Later, she moved on to be the vice president of IBM's Semiconductor Research and Development Center. There, she played an essential role in developing materials that would then be used in semiconductor chips. People took notice of her work and she became the technical assistant to IBM CEO, later becoming the director of emerging products. After a few more jobs, she took on the role of being the general manager of AMD. After eventually becoming the CEO of AMD, she encouraged diversification in the company. When she first became the CEO of AMD, only 10% of AMD's sales came from non-PC markets. After some time with Su as CEO, about 40% came from non-PC industry. Number 5. Bob Swan. Bob Swan was the CEO of Intel up until January 2021. By 2019, his total CEO compensation stood at $66.9 million, compared to the company's median employee salary of $96,300. Swan had worked a variety of jobs and positions on his way to the top. At General Electric, he worked in senior finance roles over a span of 15 years. He became the CEO of GE Transportation Systems, then in Europe became the CEO of GE Medical Systems. Afterwards, he became Vice President of Finance and later on CEO of GE Lighting. After his time at General Electric, Swan became the CFO of a company called the Webvan until the company experienced a downturn. Even after that failure, he bounced back and moved on to Northrop Grumman Space and Mission Systems Corporation, where he became their CFO. He later moved again to HP Enterprise Services and later to eBay. In both companies, he worked as their CFO. Finally, in 2018, he became the CEO of Intel. After a series of technology mistakes and Intel's loss of market share, Swan was ousted in 2021. Number 4. Sundar Pichai. In 2019, Sundar Pichai had a whopping compensation of $280.6 million, with a median employee salary of $258,000 a year. While his base salary is quote-unquote only $2 million, stock awards launch his overall income into the stratosphere. Pichai earned a metallurgical engineering degree from the Indian Institute of Technology, proceeding to get his master's at Stanford, then an MBA from the University of Pennsylvania. In 2004, he started working at Google as a materials engineer and led product management and innovation for Chrome. Additionally, he oversaw big developments like Gmail, Android, and Google Maps, and their success led him to rise even higher in Google's ranks. In 2019, he became the CEO of Alphabet Incorporated, Google's parent company. Sundar Pichai is a great leader, and we can see that through the 96% approval rating that his employees give him. He's even-tempered and thoughtful, letting other people express their concerns and opinions in meetings so everyone gets to contribute. He only speaks after everybody else has said their piece. Number 3. Trevor BEZDEK. Trevor BEZDEK is the co-founder and co-CEO of GoodRx, which is the largest digital marketplace for healthcare and skincare. BEZDEK has quite a wholesome approach to his company, aiming to help customers save more while also helping the planet and addressing societal needs. Today, GoodRx has helped its consumers save $35 million in cash. GoodRx has been recognized by multiple associations, making it the 2019 Fortune Change the World's list of companies that have aided the earth and catered to people's needs. Aside from GoodRx, BEZDEK founded TREVOR, a technology-centered firm that develops implementation services for healthcare and media companies. Under BEZDEK's guidance, TREVOR grew to be one of the biggest private IT service providers in California. He graduated from Stanford University in 1999 with 2 degrees, biological sciences and computer science. BEZDEK recently made $1.1 billion as the co-CEO and director of GoodRx, with a salary around $498 million. Naturally, performance-based rewards packages really drive up the value of a CEO's earnings, usually in the form of company stock options. BEZDEK's co-CEO, Douglas Hirsch, receives an almost identical compensation package. Number 2. PYKOSZ. PYKOSZ is the CEO of Oak Street Health, a network of care centers for adults on Medicare located in the Midwest. He has led Oak Street Health since co-founding the company, working hard to combine risk-based contracting, using a clinical model built from scratch to invest in primary care and lower unnecessary hospitalizations. PYKOSZ owns over 25,000 units of Oak Street Health stock with a worth of more than $143,258,000. Over the last few years, he has been able to sell $66 million worth of stock and collected overall compensation of more than $568 million in 2020. Number 1. Elon Musk. Everybody knows who Elon Musk is by now. In fact, you've probably expected to see him at number 1. Well, you'll be satisfied to know that you were right. Elon Musk owns a multitude of companies, including his iconic Tesla Motors and SpaceX. He co-founded PayPal, founded Neuralink, and The Boring Company. Plus, he owns a lot of stock from other companies too that produce clean tech such as solar panels and batteries. In such a challenging time, the products and services that Elon Musk's companies offer are at a high demand. It's no accident, as Musk is acutely aware of his role in solving some of the biggest problems on planet Earth. With a net worth of more than $263 billion, it's safe to say that Elon will be the highest-earning CEO for quite a while. He was compensated $6.6 billion in 2020. And that's the end of this video. What do you think about the crazy amounts that these people earn yearly? If you enjoy our content, make sure to hit subscribe and hit that bell button as well so you'll be the first to know when we post a new video. We'd love to hear from your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.